Hello and welcome to the World of Storytelling with me, Ronnie. I'm back, and the other day I was at a fantastic climate tech conference called the Voyagers, and it got me thinking about how amazing it is to have people who are great at storytelling. And the reason I think that, and like many other people, realise that the climate crisis is such a difficult problem to even think about. We've got to be telling stories of the future, and that's why we have the amazing Madelyn Postman from Green Sustainability on the podcast this week. Storytelling genius, climate genius, an all-round fantastic person. So many thank yous for this episode. Kate Hammer, X and Y, Grain, 1% for the Planet. The list really goes on. Check out the show notes for all of them. Make sure you're following us on the podcast. There's so much more great stuff coming up. Amazing stories, amazing people. Buy the book, The World is Storytelling. And as always, reach out with any ideas, any thoughts, and any criticism. Please do. I'm here for it. And before we hear from the fantastic Madelyn, do you know what an acorn is? Let me describe it for you. It's an oak tree in a nutshell. Enjoy Madelyn's stories and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
So tell a story, one that is true. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here after we've been trying for a little while to see each other, and I get to meet you in person. It's such a pleasure.
Likewise, and it's proof that you should always keep trying. Madelyn, you left me on a cliffhanger yesterday, and you sent me, I would call it a word salad. Was it pizza, ironing board, and
Trash.
Trash, yeah.
Yes.
Why?
Okay.
Who, what, where? Tell us a story.
Well, you said, what are the stories that define you? The trash story happened when I was probably a teenager. I was with a friend of mine from high school. This friend was a vegan. I think probably the first time I heard the word vegan. And we were walking around, I think it was Santa Cruz. I think I ate something, or anyway, I threw something into a trash can there. And my friend Scott, Healed, just said, out of sight, out of mind, very sarcastically. And it just really struck me. And it's here however many years later. And I thought, it's not out of sight, out of mind. What happens to that piece of trash? Yeah, that was sort of part of my path into working in sustainability. One day, I was near the Old Street roundabout in London. I received a phone call, and it was from my dear friend Kate Hammer, who's the one who connected us.
Absolutely.
So I answered the call, we chatted for a bit, and after a while I said, Kate, I should go now, because it's kind of windy. And she was like, why does the wind affect you talking with me right now? I was like, oh, well, it's windy and I'm holding an ironing board. She's like, oh, okay, so the ironing board is sort of, catching the wind a bit, making it hard to sort of stand there with your phone in one hand, ironing board in the other. I said, and I'm on my bicycle, something like that. So if you want to take a bit of meaning out of that, I like to take on a lot, probably often bite off more than I can chew as well. Ironing board still exists, and that
Same
was
ironing board?
I was trying to remember that because I was telling my family about our stories last night, and we do have an ironing board now. I think it's either that ironing board or someone else is using it, but I'm pretty sure it's not in the bin.
Amen. You can always flip them over and turn them into surfboards.
That's true, yes.
Ish.
When my older kid was about, I don't know, let's say they were 3 or 4 years old, we were at a friend's house, and she was ironing, and my kid said, what's she doing? And she's sewing. And it was such a proud moment for me because I actually, after buying that ironing board, I sort of prided myself on using it as little as possible. So I was very proud of my child to reach the age of 3, 4, 5, however old they were, and not know what ironing was.
These, what they call these visceral thoughts.
Intrusive. Do you get intrusive ironing thoughts?
Yes, because you know those ridiculous movies of I think there's more like Laurel and Hardy or something, or Mr. Bean, where he's ironing and then the phone rings and then he picks up the iron and holds it to his ear.
Oh, I see.
That's the intrusive thoughts that I get. I'm like, if the phone rings, am I just gonna pick it up that and hold the iron to my ear?
Very slapstick if you see it on screen, but
less so when you do it to yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. How about the pizza? Yeah.
I was like, how can we segue? I know how we can segue. The shape of the iron just makes me think of a pizza slice.
It does. That's true.
Yeah. So the pizza story. I lived in Italy for about 8 years. I went there to study abroad, and I'm still in my junior year abroad to this day.
Oh, amazing. How does it feel to be...
Yeah, light and carefree, and no responsibilities. It's great.
There aren't many founders of companies and people who do as amazing stuff as you are in their junior year
as
of college.
juniors,
but
yeah.
But
exactly.
that talented.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, in Italy at a great pizzeria, my Auntie Rosemary was visiting, amazing person. We were at the restaurant, had our amazing pizzas. We had a bit left and she wanted to bring it home. So that was taboo. I don't know if things have changed, but in those days you would not bring food home with you from a restaurant. But she insisted, I gave in. The waiter brought us empty pizza boxes, put our pizzas in. Everybody at the restaurant is staring at us. They were staring at us anyway because, there weren't that many foreigners around. And I'm mortified, like I'm just blushing, we leave the restaurant. In my mortification, I'm like almost blacking out and I kind of stumbled. My pizza fell out onto the floor. And all I could do was scrape it back into the box. And everyone's still staring at us and just leave the restaurant. So they're all thinking, these country bumpkins, they've brought their pizza home. They're now going to be eating like a dirty pizza tomorrow. So that's the pizza story of mortification. This is another mortification story in Bologna with Auntie Rosemary. Same visit. She was dating someone, wanted to buy condoms. How old was I? I was early 20s, not very comfortable talking about condoms. So we go into the pharmacy, and of course they're all different types.
Yeah.
And my Italian is kind of like, it's not great at that point. And so she's asking me about like all these different types. So I'm asking the pharmacist to explain, ribbed and flavored, all these different kinds of condoms.
For your Aunt Rosemary.
For Auntie Rosemary, yes. She probably could have done it with the language barrier anyway, but she wanted the details.
Discerning customer.
Exactly, yes.
You have to be.
Yeah.
What was I going to tell you? I'm going to tell you about pizza. So this is a very silly story about pizza, and then I want to ask you some very serious questions.
Okay, right. My face is like hurting from the smiling right now, so we need to bring it back down again.
Smiling is good.
Yeah.
It used to be like a camp counselor kind of vibe, and I was leading this group of teenagers, and the girls wanted the guys to experience what it was like waxing. So they said they wanted to wax someone, and I don't know if he volunteered or he was voluntold, but one of the boys was the victim.
Right. Okay.
So they waxed him, and as teenage girls do, they waxed the shape of a dick into his chest hair.
Right.
Now, that night that they were due to travel back, which was a few weeks later, this guy comes in a panic, and he says, "What am I gonna do? I'm going home, and my mum's gonna see that I've got a dick in my chest hair."
Like the line that you've never heard before,
exactly.
right? Oh, that old
chestnut
dilemma. Yeah.
And so we're like, well, there's only one thing for it. You can't grow it back just like that. You have to get rid of all of it.
Yeah.
So obviously the girls were extremely happy that they got to wax the rest of him. And they did, and I don't think they were very careful with it.
Oh.
So he was screaming in pain,
yeah.
and his whole chest was red. Came to me and he said, "What should I do?" I said to him, "I'll find you some moisturiser, just wait." So I went looking for some moisturiser, and I said to him, "In the meantime, maybe you could try pizza oil." Because we had a bunch of leftover pizzas. I thought he wasn't going to try it.
No.
It was a joke. Well, why would you do such a thing?
God.
And then I come back a few minutes later with some good tea tree moisturiser.
Yeah.
He was standing there with a pizza just rubbing it all over his chest. And that made obviously things worse because it was like olive oil with chili on this red raw skin.
Raw skin.
And,
that sounds so horrible. I wonder how he tells that story.
I do wonder. Yeah.
This evil camp counselor told me to rub chili oil on my chest. When I think of like the grain high and low, and I think a lot of times it's like the team moments. Even like sometimes in a team meeting, I just think, oh, like I love our team so much. They're so fantastic. I haven't talked about my kids very much, and the moments with them and seeing like their achievements. The older one is off traveling right now. Yeah. The younger one with her music and singing and like performing at gigs and like watching her perform is amazing. I was telling you about with my writing being shortlisted for the Hope Prize and being published by Simon & Schuster. So that's like a massive high point. I think I'm not really one to dwell in the low points. It's really hard for me to stay low or angry or anything for very long. I get kind of like bored of it.
Okay, yeah.
I'm like, like what is this? And yeah, I just tell myself everything will be fine. Think of like really, really low points worrying about money and things like that. I just think everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. Like I just sort of like repeat it to myself as a mantra, and then just kind of like get past it and look at other things, or like focus on the good things, because there's always a good thing even on the worst day. Like the fact that I'm doing all of these things, that I'm doing what I want to be doing, that I've pretty much my whole life like worked for myself or had my own business, and together with Christoph been able to support our family, support other people in their families. So I'm like super proud of that. From January this year, I've been serving on the board of 1% for the Planet. I love that. So it's a non-profit founded in 2002 by Yvonne Chenard and Craig Matthews. And through 1% for the Planet, businesses give 1% of their turnover, so the top line, to approved environmental nonprofits. I love the organization. It's really amazing. So Yvonne Chenard is the founder of Patagonia. And so now if you go on the 1% website page of the board and founders, like I'm on the same page as Yvonne Chenard. So like for me, that's like this big, cool thing.
Yeah, thank you. That's really, really beautiful.
Thank you so much. It's been really fun.
It has.
Really
It's been fantastic. And I know we should shout out X+Y.
Yes.
For the amazing space that we're in. We should shout out Grain and Madelyn.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Yeah. 1% for the Planet, B Corps. Kate Hammer for putting us in touch.
Absolutely.
Again, so we should come
yeah.
up in our story. And I'm sure I'll think of 10 more once we stop recording.
Yeah, and we'll stick them all in the show notes. So this is going to be one full of amazing links and people you should definitely check out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Cool.
Madelyn.
Thank you so much.
Some say the old ruins in the sand tell us every story will come to an end. But my dear, we can live what we tell. We are storytelling animals.